welcome to WAW Epic Encounters. We are your hosts. My name is Saraya Knight.
And I'm Ricky Knight.
Husband and wife team, and we are the matriarch and the patriarch of the Knight dynasty. What we're going to do with this episode is we are going to have wrestlers from the WAW, and they are going to present to you their 3 best matches of their career to date. It might not be the best wrestling, it might not be the best technically, but to them, these matches mean something. This is where you get to know the WAW roster, how they feel about the job, how they feel about their character, and how they feel about you, the fans.
And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going with the UK Hooligans. We know them very well, of course, because they're our sons. But you out there, after this hour, will know them a little bit better. So what we're going to do is go down, sit with the Hooligans, and have a little chat. See you there.
Thinking about it, do you ever think there has been a husband and wife team that's actually interviewed their own sons?
Well, they're a family. Let's put it out there. If anyone out there knows, let us know. Okay.
It's getting really weird though, isn't it?
Yeah, but obviously we know you lads, you're our sons, but everyone out there is not going to know who you are. So let's start by introducing yourself. Let's go one at a time.
Okay, I'm Zak Knight, 23, 6'3" and 16 stone.
I'm Roy Knight, been wrestling 20 years.
And of course you're collectively known as the UK Hooligans.
Indeed, yep.
Okay, just tell us a little bit about yourselves and, you know, about your tag team and that, just so people out there know.
Okay.
How did it come about? What made you do the Hooligans, pick that as a name?
Well, I think for me, that was just, I was a zebra kid, and I think as far as I could go as a zebra kid. So then obviously Zak come about, obviously on the circuit as well. And I think because I got brought up with tag wrestling, I've always loved tag wrestling. What better way to do it with my brother?
So why the Hooligans though? Why did you pick such an extreme tag team name? Because obviously there's an automatic character that is associated just with the word. So why the Hooligans? Why not the Knight brothers? Why not, you know, something like that sort of style? Why such an impactful name?
I think we were just really given what the crowd wanted. You know, they portray us as hooligans. They give us a bad reputation on the circuit. You know, so we just thought we'd go out there and give them what they thought we were. So and the Hooligans.
Have you created a bad reputation on the circuit with your antics?
Maybe in the ring as the Hooligans.
Yeah.
Out of the ring, we're just placid guys. It's
family
just
men.
Family men, yeah.
Well, to be honest, I've been on shows where you've been on, and the entertainment value with you two guys is absolutely immense. And your characters seem to start as soon as your music hits. As soon as a few bars come in and you two come pounding through the entranceway, it's like a show from start to finish with you guys. It's not just about the wrestling, it's about getting to and from the ring, your characters in and out the ring. I mean, you don't actually speak in the ring. You've got like this completely different...
Well, it does, but it's all...
It's like a gobbledygook sort of thing,
right.
but what I like about it is that you're vicious with it. Even though you've kind of got the light-hearted side to your tag team as well.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm going to stop you because the Hooligans, you know, we have to adapt to the different halls that we go to. The Hooligans that the WAW fans see won't necessarily see the same ones that an SWA ones would see, or an SWA one wouldn't see the ones that the holiday camps would see. We have to adapt to the situation now. Obviously, Roy does the Google Gaga jargon when we're on the holiday camps and with a family-oriented crowd. But when we're in, you know, a hostile environment where the crowd are really into violence, then, you know, Roy don't actually speak at all. He's just vicious.
Yeah. There's this amazing picture. It's got to be my favourite picture of you two guys. And it was taken at Ipswich when you'd done the cage match. And you'll sync, as the actual picture is both of you at the very top of the cage, and your movement is exactly the same. You're like a mirror image. Do you feel as brothers that helps you in the wrestling, being so alike and being so in tune with each other?
I think it does help, but the thing is, I think we are alike, but we are very different in styles, and that's what made a good tag team, I think. What I'm good at, Zak maybe not being, what he's good at, maybe I'm not, so together we gel really well, and I know exactly what Zak's going to do before he does it, and his movements and everything, so I think we just gel well. You
don't seem to have any fear in the ring.
Well,
there seems to be no fear whatsoever.
As a tag team specialist myself, I mean, obviously you boys see us as a superfly, I understand that it's chemistry. You can't just put 2 guys together and get a tag team.
No, I agree with that.
And like, yeah, it might be because you're brother, but not necessarily. I mean, I've taken my brother and we didn't have the same chemistry. So what I'm saying is it's a thing that it happens. It's lucky to happen. Not all tag teams go together. But you found this gimmick, and it's really lifted. See, because as you say, it's a variation. I've done it on the camps with you, and it can be a comedy for 5 minutes, but then it goes into this hard hitting I think the two differences is what gets the crowd. One minute you're calm, and the next thing you know, God, these guys
It's like
really
a show,
tough,
isn't it? From start to finish.
And it goes from there to there, right to the end, and it takes the crowd for a mass, many different levels.
Emotions, isn't it?
Yeah,
Emotionally, you kind of get them on every angle. But what I like about your tag team is, if you've got a crowd that likes violence, like a few people in that crowd like violence, you cater for it. If there's kids also in that crowd, you make it light-hearted. If there's an 18 to 30 crowd where they like certain movesets and the cruiserweight style, you put it in. If they like the high-flying, death-defying feats, you put it in. So 20 minutes with you guys can take you on a whirlwind emotional tour of every category of wrestling that there is. And I think your versatility in the ring is definitely something,
we've got some,
a plus.
We've got some footage here now, anyway, to see the guys, both in singles and tags. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, as it's the best of a UK Hooligans, what we said to the producers is we'll give them one single each, and we'll give them a tag, okay, to fill in the hour programme. Okay, so we're going to start with you, Roy. Yep. Okay, not necessarily saying your favourite match or, this match is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I want you to pick a match which sticks out in your memory and why it sticks out in your memory, and then we can show it to the viewers.
I think the one with Alex Young, the reason being because I think he's a great talent, and obviously, I helped train him a little bit, and he turned against me with a storyline, so I did enjoy that one.
And this was some epic encounters.
From Epic Norwich, yeah.
June of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, to be honest, that was at the show. It was a fantastic match. But let's not talk about it anymore. Let's go to the footage.
Hello, teach Tango Rooney to get involved in this business.
Now it's officially started, and look at the Zebra Kid.
Oh, look at the speed this one's gone off that. Zebra Kid with the backdrop. And oh my God, this is personal. Alex Young has wronged Roy Knight, and nobody wrongs the Zebra Kid. Well, he would have been well within his rights, I think, to throw the whole match out, but obviously that's not what Roy Knight would want. Knight wants to get his hands on Alex Young, and he's getting that chance now.
The thing is, Tommy Lee knows that the referees, all right, they've got to call it fair, but at the same time, they're not going to want to cheat the WAW fans of a great match.
So just to review here, the stipulations attached to this match, if you didn't catch it from that little exchange on the microphone at the beginning, if Alex Young were to win here, he would be entered into the 40-man Rumble. If the Zebra Kid wins, then Tommy Lee has to enter that match in a mankini.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think if that happens, Tommy Lee might actually end up winning it, because can you really imagine any of the 39 men wanting to grab somebody wearing a mankini?
I hadn't thought of that. That's a
Hangman's neck breaker. I mean, where would you grab him?
It would be one of the. It would be one of the more bizarre. I was going to say grab him by the hair, but it isn't got much of that either. It'd be one of the more bizarre wins in Rumble history, wouldn't it? Look at this. Alex Young is at the top. Alex Young with a double axe handle right into the back of the head and neck of Roy Knight.
Penny is up to 3. To 4. No, where's Alex Young going? Is he going for another double sledge, double axe handle?
Yes, he is.
Oh! Missed in a big way.
Well, went to the well one too many times, as they say. Knight saw him coming that time, and Young right into the barrier. Oh, into the barrier a second time. And another backdrop.
On the floor.
I think his foot maybe hit the barrier again on that backdrop. Knight picks him up. Oh my! Knight picked up. I thought he was going to go for an atomic drop, but. What for?
Well, technically that is a kind of hit below the belt, I guess. Plus, you're not supposed to use the barricades. He's used them once or twice now.
I thought the ref could have maybe cast a blind eye on that one.
Well, yeah, but after the 3rd, 4th, 5th time of using the barricades, maybe not.
In any case, I'm not sure that Alex Young has got much time left in this match, or well, if Roy has his way, much time left in this world.
Look at the speed of these two, though.
Knight ducks the clothesline.
Ducking
so
again.
does Young.
Oh. Finally hits.
Went for the cover, only got 2. I think both men actually went for the crossbody, but Knight with so much more force behind it.
Yep. Setting him up now. Powerbomb.
He's out. I think he's out. Cover him, Roy. Cover him. Young is out cold. His back of his head hitting the canvas really hard from that powerbomb.
I don't know. I've seen Alex take a lot of punishment in the past. I mean, that was a devastating powerbomb, but I think Alex is starting to get up anyway.
I think Knight made a mistake. I would have gone for the cover there. If he could just have him stunned for those 3 seconds, he could have beaten him.
Well, I thought he was going to go for a superplex there. I'm not sure now. So he stepped to the outside.
Well, either way, precarious territory for Young, and now for Knight as well. Let's not do anything we regret here, boys. We don't want any injuries.
Alex Young trying to fight back, gets blocked. What are they doing?
A dangerous situation.
Front face lock, Bulldog!
Oh my goodness!
And Alex Young's foot got caught on that top rope on the way down. Just snapped his neck.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just watching a replay on our monitors here, and Alex Young's foot hit the top rope, and that caused his head to go down an even worse of an angle. Wow.
Zebra kick, second rope on the inside.
Oh, Young nipped up. Young nipped up. My God.
What I said about this guy, there's a reason the Zebra Kid said he was the future. He doesn't do that lightly. He's the only person I've ever known that Zebra Kid has recommended. It's just a shame he turned his back on him. Hurricane Rana.
That may have been every bit as damaging as that Bulldog off the top from Knight a minute ago. Cover, he's got the leg hooked as well, and well, how close was that? How close was that?
Looks like he's going to go for that moonsaw. Zebra's up though.
Yeah, he's got him. Knight's got him. And a belly to belly, twisted in midair did Young, and he landed on his front and his face.
And Alex Young nearly went out of the ring, and that could actually help him, because if Zebra Kid can recover, he's got to drag him back to get a cover.
Like a ragdoll, Young flying through the air there. As Knight goes for the cover. Well, that's incredible. That is incredible to kick out of that. Credit where it's due to Alex Young.
Yeah. And that's the thing we've said about Alex Young. We don't understand why he's in.
DDT!
Don't really understand why he's in minus, because he's got the talent to beat someone like the Zebra Kid on his own. But not after a DDT like that. Still in it though.
What's he going to take? Well, Young, as we saw, the current reigning RQW European Cruiserweight champion. Obviously, this match not for that title because Roy Knight is not a cruiserweight, but wow, you can see exactly why Young is the champion.
Ran into that boot. Springboard Hurricane Rana. Roy looks like he's out. No! Back up, kick to the face.
Super kick to the face by Roy Knight, but Knight is hurt as well. Both men down.
Yep. Brings Alex up. Send off. Ducks the clothesline. Ducks Alex's. Double clothesline.
Well, last time we saw them hitting the ropes simultaneously, it was Roy Knight who came off the better this time. I'm not sure he did. Both men hitting the other equally with those clotheslines. And again, if they can't respond to a count of 10, this one will be declared a tie.
And this match has been so even. I mean, you got to remember, Roy Knight is a former 4-time world champion.
Oh my! Oh my! Did you see that?
See it and hear it. The way Alex's head just snapped to the side.
Roy Knight's face afterwards.
Yeah, he realised that Tank had his back turned. He realised that Tommy Lee looked like he was defenceless.
Wait, hang on, here comes Young! Oh, Young takes out Knight, but he also takes out his own entourage. Tommy Lee and Tanko Rooney both went down hard. And I'm not sure, Carl, whether that is a net gain for the Midas stable, because yes, they may have taken out Roy Knight, but he's taken out his backup.
I don't think he needs backup. I think he's got enough to beat the Zebra Kid.
But we'll find out. He goes for the cover. Lateral press, it wasn't enough, didn't hook the leg.
Well, if I was Tommy Lee, I might be reviewing that contract with the security.
Oh my, look at the strength!
Tombstone coming!
Look at the strength!
Yes!
A tombstone pile driver!
That's it!
Oh my! I can't... Good God.
I can't remember the last time someone kicked out of that. Chairs. This is not no disqualification. This is not no holds barred. It's Zebra Kid getting frustrated. He couldn't put Alex Young away with that tombstone.
Well, on one level, that smile on Roy Knight's face should be quite disturbing. You can see what he has in mind, thinking about the pain he's about to deliver to Alex Young. But, you know, on another level, Carl, it's hard not to have some sympathy for Knight, given everything that Alex Young has put him through in the past few months.
Definitely, but how much Zebra Kid wants to get Tommy Lee. If he does this, this could put him out of the Rumble. Oh!
Well, I thought he was going to land him on those chairs. Thank God he didn't do that, but what he did do wasn't much better.
Where's he going? Is he gone off to get more plunder? God, no.
If I was Joe Penny, I'd get out of the way.
There's a reason I'm not a referee anymore.
I couldn't even find a chair to get changed backstage, and now Roy Knight's out here with 6.
Well, is Joe Penny going to be lenient or what? He can't let this go, surely.
What is... Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute!
Oh!
The Zebra crossing elbow drop from the top rope.
That is it. And look at Tommy Lee. He cannot believe what Zebra... Oh, kick low by Alex Young. Tommy Lee protesting something.
Yeah, referee was distracted. It's the same old story from Tommy Lee.
But then saying that they haven't been able to get involved as much as they did in the previous match.
They've been unconscious for part of this match.
Yeah.
Oh no, hang on, no way. Young going to Hurricane Rana.
No,
oh, wait.
he's blocked him. He's blocked him.
That strength of Knight again. Oh my goodness gracious me. An enormous powerbomb through 6 chairs by Roy the Zebra Kid Knight on the European Cruiserweight Champion.
There's actually 4, not that I think that makes much of a difference. Public warning by Joe Penny. My God.
Has given his second and final.
Tanko Rooney getting the chairs out. Joe Penny getting a couple of the chairs out as well.
You know, somehow I wonder if Roy's that bothered about a public warning.
There's 5 minutes left, and I can't see these two surviving. 5 minutes, they're hitting each other with everything.
Well, you know, in all seriousness, though, you know, Roy does have Alex Young where he wants him, but time is now the enemy. We've seen Alex Young kick out of so many different moves. Tonight,
Zebra crossing.
It's got to be. Cover him, though. Cover him.
There we go.
Knight with the cover.
Mercifully.
Hang on a second.
It's no. I don't know if Alex kicked out. Tommy broke it up. He's got hold of Tommy now. Here comes Tank.
That's
Tank and Rooney.
That club to the upper back of Roy Knight.
Well, Joe Penny looked up and he sees them in the ring, but they haven't done anything. Here comes King Kendo.
Wait, hang on. Turn around, ref. Turn around, referee. A kendo stick to the midsection and one to the back of Roy Knight.
No, not like this.
Alex Young placed on top of Roy Knight. Referee saw nothing. No. Come on.
Got him.
No way.
Blimey, Roy, I can see what you're saying about. I mean, you know, Alex Young, he come from the WAW Academy, so I know about this guy. But you know, when people see that, they're going to be amazed, aren't they, at his talent, because he's a bit of a secret at the moment, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a secret. But as you saw that bump he took just on the chairs there itself, what a talent he is. But yeah, he's one for the future for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great match, and that was definitely got match of the night.
That's actually, to be fair, that's actually quite an accolade for Alex Young. You've been in the business how long now?
23 years, but I've been on circuit 20.
Okay, so you've been on the circuit for 20 years, and of all the matches that sticks out in your mind the most, it's that one with that young lad.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. I mean, I've got a few, but he's definitely up there.
You've been on with Samoa Joe. You've been on with like Davey Richards,
Daniel Bryan, Jake the Snake.
Bryan, Jake the Snake. You've been on with some of the biggest top names on the international circuit right now, and of all the ones that you've chosen, you've chosen a little hometown boy from Norwich that seems to have stuck in your mind. I just think that's a huge accolade for that young man and for wrestling in general, that it's obviously in good hands.
Well, it just shows what sort of talent I think he is in, doesn't it? He's a very good talent.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Well, that's great. It was a great match. I think people out there agree that was a hell of a match, and that did actually get match of the night on the WAW plan.
Well, it was a tie, wasn't it? There was a tie.
No, that was a winner. That was definitely the winner.
Well, I thought it was a winner, but he's
I'm
my
talking
boy.
about what the fans I'm talking about the fans, mate. I mean, not necessarily my opinion, but I'm talking about our fans who matter to me. So.
Well, obviously, every show that they're on, they're obviously the best.
Okay,
Obviously.
let's go to Zak now. Zak, I mean, you've had some great matches over the years, and a lot of people, as I said to boy, doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, the greatest match of your life. Which match sticks out in your memory? Which one, you know, for what reason? And which one are you going to choose for the fans to watch your single?
I think I'd say, you know, the match that involved the most hype about me personally has to be the one with Doug Williams for the world title, June the 14th, 2014. You know, that was like my final big break, my last single action.
Oh, don't, you can have me in a minute.
You know, and I was in every newspaper, the ITV News, all these different companies, everyone believed in me, and you know, I just felt like the hype around the match.
Let's give nothing away before we watch it, okay? But I mean, it was a massive, massive build-up, and you were, for that night, the main event. You were the knight in the limelight, okay? And I always remember your kiddies club was there as well. You had 60 kids with the banners all rooting for you and stuff, and it was a great atmosphere. So what I'm saying is, let's go over to the footage and let people see the match, and then we'll come back to you and talk about what happened after.
Heavyweight Championship, just down the road in the talk against Eric Isaacson.
It was a great match. Tonight, Zebra Kid cheering on his brother.
But you got to wonder, does that help Zak? Having Roy in his corner, that extra pressure, that visual sign, if you like, of how everyone else in the family has already won world championships. He's the only one who hasn't. There's got to be pressure there. I still think there's pressure there.
That's a good point. I hadn't even considered that fact. I mean, yeah, you're right. Seeing Zebra Kid there could remind him that, once again, he's the only knight to not won the belt.
But look, I love Zak Knight. He's, you know, good friend, great wrestler, but you got to wonder, he's chasing Williams around the ring here. Williams being quite the coward, and hang on a minute.
Clever double leg.
He went for the sunset whip.
What the hell? The first pin. Oh, Doug straight away attacking him. The first pin, the first round.
What's funny is I was interrupted mid-sentence there by that flurry of offense by Zak Knight. I was about to say, you know, the naysayers for Zak Knight will say he's claimed he wasn't ready in the past and he's ready now.
Yeah.
But there were times in the past when he thought he was ready. You know, he thought he was ready to be a world champion before. When him and his sister, who's now of course Paige in WWE, when they both had tryouts during that Channel 4 documentary that the Knight family were a part of, he thought he was ready then. He was wrong. So if he says he's ready now, how do we know he's right?
It's true. And the trouble is, every time he said he was ready and it turns out he wasn't, it's hurt him. I think each time he's almost fallen into a slump for a couple of weeks at the very least.
You know, I'd love to see him win it. I would, and you know, that great start he's had means he's now got a huge advantage, and maybe he can finally break that duck and get the full house of world champions for the Knight family. But I don't know, even a full up, Doug Williams is no pushover.
Yeah, I mean, a great early Father's Day present for Ricky Knight to see Zak winning it. And of course, I'm sure Charlie Frary, the grandfather of Zak, would be delighted as well.
Absolutely would, and of course that first fall happened so early in the match, we didn't really have time to address the rules here. So if you're watching this at home and you're more used to a traditional American style match, well, as we heard from Michael Mann, 12 rounds potentially here of 3 minutes each, and the first man to score 2 falls by pin or submission or a single knockout is going to win. So what we found here is Zak Knight 1 fall up already. If he can score another fall in any of the next 11 rounds, he will be the world heavyweight champion. Williams with it all to do. He needs 2 in a row now.
Keeping him grounded. Keeping hold of the arm and jumps on the arm. See, drove the knee down into the shoulder, possibly the elbow joint, in fact. Look at that, just twisting it. Locking off the leg now. Now locking the arm as well.
That's going to take.
Last 30 seconds of round 2.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to get Zak Knight to submit here. He's been psyching himself up for this moment. He sees it as his destiny to win the World Championship tonight. And maybe he's right. You're not going to...
First warning for using the ropes.
Yeah, I just don't, as I was saying, I don't think Zak's going to submit. I just don't see it on a night this important.
But then at the same time, if Doug can put him in a lock, Zak, it might be worth Zak sort of almost giving up to spare himself too much punishment, because he's going to have to submit twice to lose. So round 3.
And you've got to think Williams, being the wily veteran that he is going to go straight back to that left arm. You can see Knight not holding it in a normal way. It's almost as if he's trying to hide an injury, but he's really unable to.
Yeah, you can see him shaking his hand, then trying to get feeling back in his hands and his finger. I mean, that's not good if he's trying to get feeling back in his finger. He's already got some sort of damage if he's doing that to his hand. Takes the wrist. I mean, look at that. I mean, you can see Zak's got the hold on Doug, but you can see Zak looks like he's in more pain.
Yeah, I don't think he had the strength in his arm there to keep Williams away from the ropes. It's one of the great advantages that someone like Doug Williams has. He always knows where he is in the ring, he always knows where the ropes are.
Big right. Now Doug backing off into the corner. Oh, and Zak got caught. Blocks it. And sends Doug in.
Yeah, the adrenaline is now flowing for Zak Knight, absolutely, and with the adrenaline flowing, maybe that pain can be at least postponed till he gets backstage after the match. One more fall, Zak, and you're the world champion. Oh, that flying back elbow from Williams.
Sends him into the corner. Oh, the running knee.
High knee and a huge throw from Williams. He's hoping for the crowd's approval. If you're going to come out here with Tommy Lee, Doug, I'm not sure you're going to get the crowd on your side.
Lining him up. Went for that running knee again, I think. Took a boot in the corner now. Forearm by Zak.
So he's using that good arm to strike Williams.
Another forearm.
What's he trying for here? Is it going to be a Hurricane Rana from the highlight? Zak Knight, no it's not, because...
Last 30 seconds of round 3.
Yeah, Williams was able to push him away. And Williams from the top with a big back elbow again. This one from the top rope. Got the leg hooked, and that will be 3.
So there he goes, take another look at that diving back elbow. Catching Zak's flush in the face and led to the pinfall and the equaliser for Doug Williams.
You know, yeah, you've got to say as well at this point that this one was hard to call when you had... I was going to say this one was hard to call when you had Zak Knight a full up but injured. You know, there was an advantage for both men there, but now it's 1-1. I hate to say it, I do, but I don't see how Zak Knight gets back in this.
It's going to be tough. I mean, Zak is one of those people that can make more comebacks than you think he can, but I think you're right. Doug's too good a talent to make a mistake. He keeps focused on that arm. Zak could be in a lot of trouble here.
Williams, of course, winning the title, back in March it was, a vacant title against Steve Corino. The title, of course, vacated by retiring Ricky Knight.
Yep. Yeah, that match, I mean, it's a really brutal match. It unfortunately ended a bit controversial. Steve Corino ended up going face first into the corner post early in the match. I mean, he was bleeding profusely for a good 4 or 5 rounds before eventually Gentleman Jimmy Ocean and Ricky Knight, they basically had to stop the match.
Oh my.
Corino tried to stop him doing it on multiple occasions, but in the end it was just too much.
At this point, Carl, I think if Zak Knight is going to win the World Championship tonight in Norwich, he's going to have to do it soon. I don't see him lasting 12 rounds if that arm injury continues to get worse, which it will, because Williams will focus on it.
Yeah. Head first.
Last 10 seconds of round 4.
Oh, shot. Oh, no. Well, we were talking about the leg. In the build-up to this, about how Zak's leg, he's had injuries in the past, has kept him out for
Listen to those screams.
months.
Well, we were worried about the arm, but
Yeah,
suddenly
Doug's focused on the knee.
oh, that's really
And no
twisted
injury.
around that.
Oh, look at him sitting on the ropes. Pulling them tighter.
Oh my God, that's adding pressure. Shame on Doug Williams for doing that. Shame on Doug.
And again, look, on the far side, pulling up the rope. So Zak's got one working arm and one working leg. See, Zebra trying to attend to his brother, but no!
Well, Williams is going to be absolutely relentless now.
Twisting the leg, dropping down.
And it's maybe an obvious thing to say, Carl, but you know, losing a leg in a lot of ways is more important than losing an arm, particularly if you're someone who relies on aerial assaults and getting to the top rope like Zak Knight does.
Especially as there's a previous injury as well. I mean, that leg.
Oh,
is never.
come on.
Oh, Tommy Lee. And look at him, Scarpa. The weasel is scurrying.
Yeah, Roy Knight wasn't going to allow any of that. Oh, look at this, Williams.
Toe hold into a figure 4.
Yeah, no surprise there. The pressure on that left leg now is going to be absolutely excruciating for Zak Knight. You can hear him screaming from here.
Yeah, I mean, Zak, he needs to be careful with his shoulders as well. Just keep his shoulders off the mat.
You know, I said Zak Knight's not going to submit on a night like this. I wonder whether it may be best for him to just live to fight another day here.
Can't see him giving up easily, though. I mean, he's promised so many people tonight's going to be his night. And we saw Kid Mania as well. He promised the kids there as well that, do you know what, the coach is going to be the world champion by the end of the night. He is not going to give up easily.
What are those kids in the audience tonight, adding even more pressure onto a man who is determined to match the legacy of the other 4 members of his family who've all been world champions.
Is it pressure or is it motivation, though? Is it going to motivate him to know all these people wanting to win?
And of course, the other pressure that we talked about. The other pressure that we talked about is that fact that he said so many times before that he was ready to be a world champion, that he's been ready for bigger things, ready for a career in the US. All of those have not come to fruition. Is this another false dawn for Zak Knight? Oh my.
Single leg Boston. And do you know what? Zak's still young in his career. He's got to think long term.
You got to think about this, Zak. Well, the bell has saved him. The bell has saved him. That's the end of the 5th round. How does he win at this point? You've got to talk some sense into him, someone, because I don't see how he's going to win it. And what he is in danger of doing is really putting his whole future career at risk.
But then at the same time, Zak Knight is very fast.
Oh my!
Oh, stuff like that. That is how he could win the title.
Ah, but look what it did to him.
Moves like that, but I think he's hurt his own leg though.
Yeah, look what it did to him. He was holding his knee instantly as he landed from that. See, he's removed that knee pad, trying to get some circulation in there. Look at the fight. Look at the heart of Zak Knight as he tries to become the world heavyweight champion. No, the backflip, he lands mostly on that good leg, but instantly the drop kick from Williams, who doesn't miss a trick. Oh my, oh my.
Lifting him up.
Oh, look at that submission hold from Williams. He's hooked his arm. Look at that hooked grip.
Zak, he needs to try and move that other leg. He needs to try and move towards the ropes. I think Doug realised. I think Doug pushed his other leg away from the ropes. He needs to try and get a rope break.
It's very easy for us sitting here to say that's what he should do. When you're in that much pain, I mean, he's probably literally having his knee cartilage ripped apart here. Oh, and now look at this. Williams has seen that flailing leg. Yeah. Look at Zak's head as well. The neck just contorting.
Yeah, you're right.
Is the dream dying right here?
And he's lifting him even further off the mat.
You've got to give up, Zak. You've got to give up, Zak. Think about the future. Oh! What is...
Wait.
Roy Knight...
Zebra Kid threw in the towel.
Zebra Kid threw in the towel. You know, that... He's right. I mean, it was the right thing to do.
Of the 2 operations, available last chance. Guys, I'm sorry. I retire.
What?
To be honest, I remember that match. It's still, to be honest, it's actually got me now. It's strange to see it back after being wrapped up in that moment, and I don't know why did the match like finish the way it did? Why? I mean, I know that I threw the towel in, and I know that Roy made a promise to you, and I understand all of that, but why did you leave the ring the way you did?
To be honest, it was meant to be the Rocky Balboa finish. You know, the guy that's worked so hard, Roy and, you know, and Dad, they put a lot of time and effort into me for months. You know, I trained really hard. You know, I overcome my second knee operation. I felt like I owed it to the family. I'm the only Knight that's not won a world title. You know, I just felt like this was my time, it's my chance. And, you know, just before, when my music played, just as I was about to walk out the curtain, I said, Roy, no matter what happens, whether I'm bleeding, whether my knees are gone, whether I'm lying there unconscious, don't throw the towel in. Just let me fight this till the end, even if it goes 10 rounds. And he shook my hand and he said, Zach, you're going to do this tonight for your little boy, for us, for everyone. I promise you, you got my word. You know, so when that towel come in, I just thought, you know what, my own family don't even believe me. So...
Let's go to Roy there. Just sorry to interrupt, I mean, like, yeah, it's still an emotional thing in the family.
I feel bad because it was me that threw the towel in.
You know, Roy, at the time, what was your thinking when you... I know Saraya had lots of... What was your thinking in front of the towel and why did you...
Well, he had the other manager to contend with as well that night, didn't he?
Let Roy talk.
Well, to be honest with you, when I see Zach scream, that's hard for me, obviously because that's my brother and also my best friend, but I did give my word to Zach and that was his big night, and Zach said to me he wanted to be carried out. You know, if he loses, he's going to be carried out, and please don't throw in the towel. So I said, I promise you I wouldn't throw in that towel. But seeing him in loads of pain, I can see why, obviously his mum threw the towel in, I can see why, but I personally couldn't do it because I promised my brother that I wouldn't throw the towel in because he wanted to be carried out. If he loses, he said, please let me be carried out. So that's why I didn't throw the towel in, but I can sympathise with why his mum threw the towel in.
So, yeah, I can remember it really well. And on the night, Zach, you actually announced your retirement from the ring. To the shock of us all, I mean, me more than most, and I tried to persuade you on the night, you know, to change your mind. And I mean, it's been a few weeks down the line, and you've now decided you are going to carry on. But what was your thoughts on that night? Why retire when you're 23, all life ahead of you, and you know, you shook the whole crowd were chanting your name like half an hour after the show had finished. So that's like
you've got to be completely honest on this with the build-up as well, with what you've done in your career, because you've got to remember. People look at you and see a 23-year-old boy, but how long have you been in this job?
Well, on the circuit, it's been 10 years now, but I've been training ever since I was a toddler, basically. To go back to your point, though, I felt like, you know, that was my last saloon. I had to accomplish that in order to move on to the next step. You know, Roy's held the world title 4 times. He's done everything he can in Great Britain. I still haven't accomplished that world title in Great Britain. So I felt like, how can I progress further when I haven't done the ultimate here? You know, and like you say, when you throw in the towel, and you know, I just felt like that moment in time, the crowd were disappointed, my family was disappointed. I felt like I disappointed everyone, and I just felt the right thing to do was walk away. So
it's a rash decision.
I felt like maybe I was a bit hasty in, you know, what I said on the night. I stick by 100% what I said on the night because, you know, I've never felt so low in my life as I did at that one moment. But having sat down and you know, spoken to my family, spoke to my best mate, my brother, I've decided now that the right thing to do is to carry on as the Hooligans, as we are the #1 tag team in Great Britain, maybe even the world. I believe that. Do you think,
though, that what you've been through emotionally with the big feds and, you know, like the trying and trying your whole life to be something that you wanted since you were a child, and like knock back, was that the final knockback for you?
That was, so to speak, I was like the nail in the coffin. You know, I just felt then, I don't want no more hurt. That's it. You know.
Because you've been hurt, haven't you?
I've been hurt a few times. Obviously, companies I can't mention, but you know, I've been hurt quite a few. But it's the same as any other wrestler. You know, I just got to learn to deal with it. And now I've got my brother that I'm travelling on the road with. When I get hurt, he's there to pick me back up, and vice versa.
So you're stronger now than you've ever been.
He's a companion. He's my best mate, and that's why I'm willing to carry on wrestling as a tag team wrestler, as the Hooligans. Because I believe if we got each other by our side, if anything knocked us down, without the song coming into it, we will get back up again.
It's a great lead up for you.
For me, for what?
For you, for the tag match, because we've done the single matches.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I agree. And I was just going to go to that point that you both had, you know, great careers. I mean, you're Roy said 4 times champion. You've been FWA champion. You've done many things, Roy, in your singles career. And Zak, even though he's hard on himself, was winning titles in I think local titles at 15, 16. You know, area titles and stuff. So, you know, you got nothing to be...
And you stepped in the big ring with the Big Show.
I mean, you've had your trials to the big leagues. But now you've decided to come together and really make the Hooligans your number one target. Is that what you're saying? These singles are going to be on the back burner. They no longer want to be heavyweight champion of the world. Is that what you're saying?
Obviously, in the back of my mind, that's something I want to achieve before I retire. But my main objective now is for me and Roy to get to the big leagues together. You know, that is a secondary thing that I have to clear when I'm ready. But right now I'm 23, I'm still young. It's something that can happen later on in our career. Right now I feel that me and Roy owe it to ourselves as brothers and as best friends to go out there and show the world what we're about.
Okay, so we've got you as a tag team. Now we've got your tag match. I want you to describe to me the match and why it's a match you picked out as one of the favourites of the Hooligans.
I think
because that was our first title, we won, wasn't it? This was our first title we won.
Oh, I know where you're going, yeah.
Yeah. With, I think it was against the Army of Two. That was when we first we've been together about a year then. I mean, we've come on a lot since then, haven't we?
Yeah.
Physically, we train together now in a gym, and our tag moves are completely different now.
The entire of the gear.
Yeah, our wrestling gear is different. But this match itself was our first title. I think your first title as a tag team is always the most important one. So I think that's why I picked this one.
Yeah, I'm going to second that. I think it was Epic Encounters 3, if I remember correctly. 2 or 3.
That was 2 or 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, the one you're talking about is the Army of Two, and it's for the RQW.
European Tag Team
Champion, yeah.
Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over to the footage of this match. It is the UK Hooligans versus the Army of Two at Epic Encounters.
I know you've done a little bit of research about these titles.
Absolutely. I mean, the titles were first brought in 2007. They were first contested at RQW Summer Brawl 2007 event, where there was actually a tournament held, and Team Charming won the titles. And ever since then, the titles at RQW have been held by them and in IPW until recently, where RQW founder Len Davis decided that the titles needed to go to a better home, and that was to the WAW.
And of course, RQW in its current incarnation is kind of like a stamp of quality for real quality wrestling than here in WAW, so it's a perfect fit, a perfect home for the RQW titles to be defended.
And it's just amazing that the first match for these RQW titles, these two top tag teams, two teams that, let's face it, would be top contenders for any tag title in any company.
Of course, as people know, the Hooligans, Roy and Zak, are of course considered to be one of, if not the top tag team in the country currently. And of course the Army of Two, former WAW tag team champions.
Fusion, of course, being a former Grand Slam champion, he's won every single title in the WAW until they introduced these RQW tag titles. This is the only belt that he hasn't won, that he is eligible for. He's already the Grand Slam champion.
He needs to, in his mind, he needs to put that right. Any championship here in WAW, he wants. He wants to have that on his resume.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw at the last Epic show as well. Although he wasn't involved in the match with Danny Roy Collins, he stated his intention to go for the world title. So he's not just concentrating on his tag team career, he also wants to make a big impact on the singles scene as well, just like he has done in the past.
Of course, at the last Epic show, Aaron Sharp faced Danny Boy Collins in a surprise match, so we didn't know what was coming. And he put in a great showing in that match against Danny Boy.
And the thing is as well, when Scott Fusion got injured about 4 or 5 months ago, he was told he wouldn't be able to wrestle for over a year, and yet not only has he come back early, the first match back here in Norwich is an important tag team match.
It shows the calibre of Scott Fusion, that he can come back from an injury as serious as it was. Not only come back earlier than expected from injury, but he looks as good as he does, and he's straight in contention for championships.
It's a nice
all the
combination.
time, this guy's career is championships, championships, championships. Aaron Sharp coming off the top rope with a drop kick there. Impressive for a man of his size.
The whole thing, the whole combination was impressive. It's not just the final drop kick that did the damage, it was the whole combination before that, staggering and wearing him down. And Aaron Sharp again going to the top, and a man his size going to the top, it's going to hurt a hell of a lot more.
This time not so lucky, Carl.
Oh, possibly a superplex, no.
Right above us here, Carl. This looks dangerous.
Yeah, superplex. Here we go.
Huge
my
move.
God.
Huge suplex from the top rope.
That's huge impact.
Roy's excited, Carl. Very, very, well, is he ever not?
He's always excited. Double whip. Oh, and a nice line. Oh no, flying over. And a drop kick. He's got him up. Oh, soccer kick to the ribs. Referee quite lenient here. Oh, and a sit
I
down
love
neck
that
breaker.
move.
2 down.
Sit down powerbomb neck breaker combo. Not enough to put perfection personified away.
Two down.
Scott Fusion and Aaron Sharp in the last show at Epic. The crowd were behind them when Aaron faced Danny Collins, but tonight the crowd obviously aren't going to be behind them because they're obviously more behind the Hooligans. They obviously rate the Hooligans and like the Hooligans more than the Army of Two.
And again, Aaron Sharp coming off the ropes. A guy his size, you'd associate with moves like that, the power moves. But he's no stranger to the top rope.
2 down.
It's not just the fact he's going to the top rope, it's the fact he's going to the top rope effectively. Apart from earlier when Roy Knight caught him in the superplay. Look at that move, he landed on his feet. Landing on his feet, there's not many cruiserweights that can do that, let alone a man of his size.
2 down.
It's the kind of ability that warrants these championship matches for the Army of Two.
And the crowd solidly behind the Hooligans, chanting along. And Scott Fusion, looks like he's gouging the eyes of Zak Knight, leaving a wide open for a shot from Aaron Sharp.
Fusion coming back in now. Going maybe for a double suplex here. Taking him over and down.
Two count.
Huge boot to the face. Oh,
Misses
another.
with the crossbody.
And just like Alex Young earlier tonight, a high-risk move doesn't pay off.
10 minutes. 10 minutes gone.
Nice delay suplex. Drops him down in almost a slam.
2 count.
To me, that was a stupid cover. He should have covered him normally. He could have possibly, yeah. He could have potentially got it. Roy obviously keen for a tag. But the Army of Two have cut this ring off quite well.
Roy is so eager to get in, help his partner.
Zak, top rope leg drop. Oh, connected.
Zak Knight's another one. He's not a small guy, Carl. And earlier on, springboard moonsault, top rope leg drops. The guy can do it all.
Absolutely, he's been wrestling for well over a decade. And obviously he was outmatched when he was a lot smaller. Had all those springboard moves in his arsenal when he was a lot younger. And yet the older he gets, the bigger he gets. He's not taken any of those moves out of his arsenal. He continues to do them. And I think Aaron... And I think Aaron Sharp is going to feel a bit of pain. I think he's going to feel a Roy Knight headbutt. Oh no, an elbow! Right in the Army of Two. I have not seen an elbow drop done in that position before.
Aaron Sharp hopes he never sees it again.
Flatliner.
Takes him down face first. Not enough to put Aaron Sharp down. You're going to have to do more to put this guy down.
Never thought I'd see the day where someone gets elbow drops in the nuts and still kicks out. And obviously Roy Knight now going for that elbow again. But it didn't pay off. Aaron Sharp opened his eyes at the last second, saw him, and quickly rolled out of the way. And that's a good tactic for him, at least for Aaron Sharp. How worn down Aaron is, how beaten he is, he still had the presence of mind to grab Roy Knight before leaving the ring to stop him falling back to his corner.
In my opinion, one of the keys to victory against the Hooligans is silencing the crowd. It's putting doubt in the crowd's mind. Because without the crowd on their side, that's where they draw most of their enthusiasm. They keep this crowd going, keep the crowd on their side, urging each other on. If you can stay on top of the Hooligans long enough to silence this crowd, it may give you the advantage to getting the victory here.
Absolutely, you've seen it in the past. You've seen Roy Knight get beat down in the past, and as soon as that crowd gets going, as soon as they start the chant, it's like he gets a second win from somewhere. I have no idea where. But the crowd just connect with him and help him. And Zak Knight, oh, with a nice elbow to the top of the head.
15 minutes gone. 2 count.
The 2 only. A low blow right in front of the referee.
Aaron Sharp is first. A public warning.
And Roy Knight came into the ring. A double team by the Army of Two. Double clothesline ducked. And a double clothesline by Zak Knight.
And here comes Roy. Never ceases to amaze me, this guy. Continues.
Wow.
But that is the Lion's Den. Straight down, swinging side Uranagi. Scott Fusion.
Driver.
A splash out of the corner. This could be it. This could be it.
Kick out.
Unbelievable.
I think, to be honest,
Hooligans never cease to amaze me.
To be honest, it looked like the referee, while he was trying to move into position to count the shoulders, got stuck because Scott Fusion was in the way. Scott Fusion may have inadvertently cost his team the match by being oh! Yeah, he's not moving. But meanwhile,
there's no referee.
The Hooligans looking for their finisher. Fusion! Oh! Pushing him off, and I think he nearly landed on Joe Penny if he didn't. He was very close.
Both men spilling to the outside. And Scott Fusion has just taken a championship belt off the desk right next to me. And he's lining up. He's lining up that shot. No! And that is not real quality wrestling. That is a belt shot to the head. And Scott Fusion is on track to becoming a champion again.
And he looks like fair of it. Two!
Only two. Unbelievable, Carl.
And knocked out. Whoa! Whoa! Zak caught him. Tombstone onto the tile. A tombstone onto the real quality tile. Aaron takes a shot. Roy Knight, top rope.
We know what's coming, Carl. We know what's coming. Scott Fusion's out. Flying elbow.
The zebra crossing elbow.
It's got to be over, Carl. Zak making the cover. 1, 2.
This has got to be it. And it is.
New champions, Carl.
Well, that's a great match, lads, and I can understand why it's one of your favourites, because I remember it on the night, and it was very... I don't think the footage do it justice, the noise was in that building that night, does it? You know what I mean? So anyway, why are you not now the champions? What happened? Who did you lose the belts to, or what happened?
Well, we didn't lose. There was a referee called David Finch, and he kept costing us matches. So me and Zak grabbed hold of him, and we got banned, didn't we?
Got banned for 9 months, stripped of the titles, and a £2,000 fine.
Any kids out there, you're not grabbing an official, okay?
No.
Just letting you know that, because that's what's happening. You lose titles. Anyway, you carry on, guys. What are your plans for the future for the UK Hooligans?
Well, I think the plan for the future is to obviously hit the big leagues and win more titles, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the future's bright for us, you know, and I hope it keeps shining with the belts that we can hopefully mount up. You know, it's either going to be one extreme or another. If it's not America, the Hooligans are going to revolutionise British wrestling over here. We could be the new big daddies.
We could be, yeah. Just in shape.
Yeah.
That's right. Done a big daddy tag many times. But no, guys, I mean, I'm a tag team specialist myself. You know, I spent most of my time tag team wrestling. A lot of people think it's a dying art, but WAW kept it alive, and I still believe that the right tag match can still be a main event and still draw. You have the same opinion?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I love tag wrestling. You think of the Legion of Doom, the Rockers, the Bushwhackers, you've gone forever. Tag wrestling to me was, you know, I loved it as my favourite. So I think that we can definitely keep tag wrestling going.
So if any of the big leagues get to see this, what are you going to say? Let's say to the cameras of the big leagues, what you would want.
What would, well, if you say, for instance, the big leagues wanted us and they wanted us, they come and get us, because we would promise you, we'd show you entertainment. And without sounding big-headed, we are the best tag team about.
All we need is one shot, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever you got. The Hooligans will take their time, take their shine, and you'll be begging us.
Okay, guys, thanks very much.
Cheers, Ed.
Okay, that ends tonight's show. I hope you'll join us next time. A big thank you to the Hooligans. Boys, you're an inspiration to many. Just keep going and don't let anything hold you back, because in my eyes, you'll always be the best. Big thank you to my husband, the rowdy man Ricky Knight. He might have retired from the ring, but he's definitely not retired from your screens.
No way.
No way. So join us next time. We'll have more people sitting in front of the camera and opening up. Take care. See you soon.